Srishti, you can start.
Welcome to the meeting at 341 of Turning Point Toastmasters. I am Jaspreet, Sergeant at Arms for today. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self confidence and personal growth. You are now inside the code of conduct of a Toastmasters meeting. Please be advised that this meeting is being recorded and that it may not be possible to pause the recording. There are few rules. Please follow the audience. Please be advised that any behavior that disturbs the flow of the meeting will result in removal from the meeting room without any warning. Please ensure that your noise making devices are either switched off or on silent mode. Please speak responsibly on religion, sex, and politics in your speeches. As far as possible, please keep your videos on, audios off, and applause flowing throughout. For the role players, TMoD, TTM, and General Evaluator, please ensure a smart audio video check before handing over to respective role players. Role players, please rename yourself as role player, your name, your club name. Please acquaint yourself with the role of the timer. For general Zoom rules, grind rules, we encourage you to use the Zoom emoticons generously to encourage role players. We sincerely request you to not just send chat messages to everyone or the speaker on stage. In fact, refrain from chatting altogether and focus on the speaker. Please stay on mute until specifically requested to unmute. Polls will be launched after each section and they will be closed after 30 seconds. Now, I would like to introduce you to the presiding officer, Utkarsh, who is a research scholar from JNU University. And apart from his research, he takes keen interest in traveling, tracking, reading, and spirituality. Currently, he is serving as president of our Turning Point Toastmasters Club. Let's have a round of applause for Utkarsh Sharma, our presiding officer.
Thank you so much, our lovely Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Jaspreet, for our Sergeant at Arms for today, for indeed starting this meeting on such an enthusiastic note. Let's pay heed to our Sergeant at Arms and let's try to switch our videos on. This is not a formal or a corporate meeting. This is a Toastmasters meeting. So it's time that we unwind, let loose, and be involved. And the first testimony of it would be that we keep our videos on. Can we have that, please, if it's possible? Right. So glad to put faces to some names. Hi, everyone. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and lovely guests. Welcome back to another action-packed, fun-filled meeting of Turning Point Toastmaster. I, Utkarsh, your presiding officer for today, welcome you all in taking a step forward on our individual journeys to become confident, articulate speakers and leaders. But first and foremost, let me acknowledge the guests who are joining us today. We are joined by Madhav Khandelwal, who has been a recurring guest for us for a long, long time. Hi, Madhav.
Hi everyone.
Hi, how are you?
Doing great. Thank you.
So, can you give us a brief intro? Because I'm sure you join us, but you join us pretty late. We haven't heard an intro from you for a long, long time. But just for the benefit of everyone. And what led you
Uh,
here to this club?
okay, like you have mentioned, I'm a a frequent guest in this club. So I really like uh, one thing I like about Toastmasters is that I get a relief from my monotonous life, like from my daily routine. I'm still at my work, but I would love to join Toastmasters meeting wherever, whenever possible, like to give that tinge of change to my life. So yeah, uh,
So glad to hear that, Madhav. We are so glad that you are enjoying our meeting and coming regularly, and we urge you to please come as often as possible. Thank you so much. We're also joined by our another reckoning guest, Aparajita Darbari. Is it possible for you to switch your video on, Aparajita?
Yeah, hi.
Hi, how are you? How was your last week?
Fantastic.
All right, all right. So, looking forward to a wonderful meeting today, Aparajita, and I welcome you wholeheartedly. We also have Abhi Vashisht. Can we have Abhi Vashisht on Spotlight, please? All right, I think he has dropped off. So I welcome the guests for today. We hope you find this meeting insightful and motivating. Please participate in the impromptu section and stick around. I'll definitely ask for any areas of improvement towards the end of the meeting. Folks, I would also like to inform you that our wonderful Vice President Public Relations has set up the club LinkedIn page. So from now on, you can get all the club updates, not just on Instagram or FB, but LinkedIn as well. Also, I would like to inform you that we live stream our meeting live on YouTube. All of our previous recordings are available for everyone's perusal, and the handle is the same everywhere, which is at the rate of Turning Point Toastmasters. Thank you very much. It's the new year, and with it comes the time of the International Speech Contest. As we have been informed by our area director that the area level contest will be tentatively in the month of March. So we would ideally be conducting our club level contest by mid-February, so that we give enough time to our members to the ones especially who will represent our club in further grounds. I would also like to take this opportunity to inform the members of our club that the minimum eligibility for competing at the International Speech Contest is having at least the level 2 of your respective pathways being completed. Therefore, I urge all the members to buckle up and strike it off your list as soon as possible. And speaking of the contests, we have someone who is absolutely tailor-made to guide us through every nitty-gritty and every nuance related to the Toastmaster contest. And even for the guests, this will be a masterclass on how to prepare compelling speeches and be stage ready. And of course, we couldn't find someone more fitting for this task than someone who represented our club at the district level last year. I once asked her, why did you join Toastmasters and what was your motivation behind the same? And her response was, you can say, most of the time you meet people who join Toastmasters because they can't talk. Lovely. And she said, I joined the Toastmasters for the opposite reason, because I don't know how to stop talking. I would like to take this platform to tell her from everyone's behalf that very few people have the ability to pull in the audience and make us feel absolutely mesmerized. So we never really feel like that you should stop talking, Toastmaster Srishti, and your journey is a template for everyone else to emulate. Folks, without further ado, I'm not going to say much. Let's put our hands together for the current secretary of our club, the very vivacious Toastmaster Srishti, as she takes the stage as our Toastmaster of the evening. Can we have a huge round of applause for her? Can we have a quick audio video check, Srishti?
I see something in you, Toastmaster Utkarsh.
Perfectly audible. I know. Go ahead, Srishti.
I see something in you, but I don't know what it is. Raise your hand if you've heard this before. Those who don't have their videos on can raise their metaphorical emoji hands. This is one of the lines, one of the iconic lines from an iconic speech made by Dhananjay Hettiarachchi, also considered to be one of the best speeches ever given on the Toastmasters platform. I'll send the link to you all later. But for now, this is one of the speeches that gives goosebumps. That's so fresh, so mesmerizing. And I can listen to it as many times as you make me. Similarly, there are other world champions of public speaking. These are people who have competed through the year with people around the world and then emerged as one person who is the world champion at this art of captivating audiences, of inspiring people, of telling a story and making other people feel like they're part of it. That is world champion. That is world championship of public speaking, where people around the world come and compete. And it's not just about them. When you listen to their speeches, you feel motivated. You feel like, I want to be on that stage. So if you've ever felt that, again, raise your hand. No, nobody here wanted to be the world champion of public speaking, or be the best speaker ever known to mankind. Okay, so that's what I brought here for you today. No, I am not the best speaker on the planet, but I want to be a better speaker. And we have this proverb, or this that is, aim for the star or aim for the moon, so that even if you fail, you land among the stars. That's what I hope to encourage you to do by the end of the session. So, has everyone here heard of the International Speech Contest? Okay, since a lot of people have, raise a hand if you've not heard of the International Speech Contest. Raise your hand if you don't know what it is. Okay, Aprajita doesn't know. Madhav doesn't know. Everyone else? Okay, everyone else can go home. So Madhav and Aprajita, stay online. I will tell you. Okay, just kidding. Okay, but for both of you, so Toastmasters has a few contests that are held annually, and it helps get people together. And these are 5 contests that happen. So there is table topics contest, which is on extempore speaking. It's a 2-minute speech that you have to give on a topic that you will get on the spot. You'll get a slice of this later on in the meeting today as well. Second is the humorous speech contest, which is a contest where everyone makes a funny speech and tries to entertain the audiences. There is a tall tales contest, which is you have to make the most unbelievable possible tall tale, like the most exaggerated and stretched story possible. Then there is an evaluation contest where you have to listen to a speech that is given, that someone makes, and then you have to provide an evaluation for them, provide a critique for them that is both eloquent and entertaining and not boring feedback. And finally, there is something known as the International Speech Contest. So this is an international level contest where people from all around the world compete at various levels, and there is only one champion, and that champion becomes very famous and very aspirational, and a lot of pathways also open up to them. And I think even here we have some people who aspire to be a world champion of public speaking someday, one of which is me. I know another is Anant. And I have reason to believe that Ashish wants to also be a world champion. Please tell me if you are, right? Okay. So, and if the fame of it is not if the fame of it is just not enough to like get you to want it, to aspire for it, there's also a there's also a material benefit to it, which is that if you get selected for selected beyond the regionals level, which happens after district, you actually get flown to wherever the Toastmasters conference is happening, and you get to travel. So last year, the person who won from our district got to go to the Bahamas for competing in the speech contest. So 4 of them happen only at the district level, but 1 of them happens internationally. And to get to that international level, you have to cross a few hurdles. So the first one, like Utkarsh mentioned, you have to clear level 2. So Toastmasters has the Pathways program, and you have to give about 8 or 10 speeches before you can cover level 2. And it's not just enough to just give those speeches. You have to go to the platform, the Toastmasters website, and then select that, okay, I have completed it, have it approved by the VP Education. And once it's clear that you have finished your 2 levels, you are eligible to compete. When you're eligible, you do a competition at the club level. When you win the competition at the club level, you go to area, then division, then district. And after district, there's regionals, semi-finals, and finals. And we have been a club where we've been fortunate to have one of our members go all the way to the semi-finals, which were in that year held in Chicago. So our very own Rupinder went and he competed in the semi-finals. So he is, of course, an inspiration for me as well. Unfortunately, he's not here, but I will try to share almost everything that he has shared with me about being part of a contest. But before I do that, I just want to introduce the Toastmasters format, the structure that Toastmasters follows. So a typical Toastmasters meeting is divided into 3 parts, which is the prepared speech section, where we have 2 prepared speakers today. They will be delivering their speeches, and they will be evaluated by 2 evaluators that are dedicated to them. The second section is the table topic section, which is the extempore speaking section, where you get a topic on the spot and you have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. And then the third section, which is one of the most important and valuable sections of the meeting, is the evaluation section, where every person who takes a role or speaks is evaluated by the general evaluator. For today, our general evaluator is the same as our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Jaspreet, who has yet to complete her level 2. And I am taking this very public stage to encourage her to complete her level 2 as soon as possible, because I believe in her, because I see something in her. And I feel that she should be competing in the World Championship of Public Speaking and through the International Speech Contest.
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Over to you.
Thank you, Srishti. One update, I have already completed in December my level 1 and level 2. I'm just preparing for the speech now. So, so this is the time for the general evaluation segment. So my team will be assisting me, the tag team, in evaluating the entire meeting. So I will be noting down every single thing that goes around in the meeting, that is the good parts, the bad parts, and I will give my recommendations at the end. For me, to help me in this segment, there is a tag team. So the first tag player is Ravi, the timer. Ravi has done engineering and is from Jalandhar, Punjab. He loves meditation. He loves meditation and loves working on reading and working on many daily habits. So let's welcome Ravi on the stage.
Thank you. Thank you, Jaspreet.
Great. Ravi, can you show the cards?
Sure.
And I'll explain what those cards mean. So the entire meeting is conducted with two different sections where the speeches, the first part is the prepared speeches section, and the other part is table topic section. For the speeches section, the speeches are around 5 to 7 minutes. So the timer will show the green card at 5 minutes, the yellow card at 6 minutes, and the red card at 7 minutes. So after 7 minutes, there will be only 30 seconds where the red card will be shown until the speaker speaks. So it is advisable that please don't get disqualified and complete your speech within the particular time. For the table topics, the time is only 2 minutes. The green card will be shown after 1 minute. After yellow card will be shown after 1 minute 30 seconds. And after completing 2 minutes, there will be a red card. Again, complete your speech within that particular time frame. Thank you, Ravi. So our second role player is Priyanka, a counter. Priyanka, are you there?
Yes.
Great. So Priyanka is from Himachal Pradesh, and she works in the social work sector. She loves writing poetry and dancing and drawing. So let's welcome her on the stage to explain her role.
Okay. So today is my role. I will be noticing in everyone's speech, like who's saying so well that and repeating word. So I will be noticing that. And I will be presenting my report in end of that session for everything. Yeah.
Great. So Priyanka will be noting down all the the filler words, the filler sounds that we use, and it will assist us in improving our speech and the smoothness of it. The next role player is Vipul Grammarian.
Am I audible and
Vip-
visible?
Yes, you are. So Vipul has done engineering. He's an engineer by degree and manager by profession. He has already been a part of Turning Point Toastmasters for over a year. He loves reading books and listening to podcasts. So what a great hobby. So as a grammarian, can you please explain your role and give us the word of the day?
So, as a grammarian, I will be noticing the good and bad uses of the language, especially sentences, words, anything. The speakers or all the role players and the in the table topic section. The word for the day is gregarious. Gregarious means sociable or a person who likes to be around other people. So the usage of the word can be he is a gregarious and an outspoken person.
Great.
I will share the word of the day in the text
Chat.
section also. Okay.
Okay, it is requested, please repeat the word of the day so that many times it can remind other people as well. So thank you, Vipul.
Yeah.
So for the speeches evaluation, Anant Katyani and Amit as evaluator will be assisting us in evaluating the speeches of our speakers. So we will evaluate at the end, and this is from me, and back to you, Srishti, TMoD.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jaspreet. Now let's move quickly to our first section of the day, which is prepared speeches. Our first prepared speaker is Toastmaster Ashish Agarwal from Eloquent Toastmasters. Ashish is a finance professional, a Toastmaster for the last 3 years, and he loves reading, sports, and music. And this year, he is definitely participating in the ISC and wants to become the world champion. Before I call him on stage, okay, no, I'll do a quick audio video check with you first. Toastmaster Ashish, can you say something? Your mic is muted.
Hey, Toastmaster Srishti, wish you very good evening. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are audible and visible. So before we get started with Toastmaster Ashish's speech, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Anant Katyayani, Distinguished Toastmaster Anant Katyayani. DTM Anant is no stranger to any of us. And my question to him was answered by him today, that he is aspiring to be the world champion of public speaking, not at any point in the indefinite future, but this year is the year that Toastmaster Anant Katyayani is going for world champion. So now we have two people, both wanting to be the world champions. Toastmaster Anant, can I have a quick audio video check?
Hi, am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are audible and visible. And so, Toastmaster Anant, could you please read the objectives of Toastmaster Ashish's speech?
Thank you, Srishti. Ashish today is attempting one of my favorite projects from the optional, among the optional projects and pathways, level 3, that is connecting with storytelling. This objective of this project is to present a story which is a speech or include a story as a part of a speech. I will be looking for, in general, all the salient aspects of public speaking in this storytelling project. If anything specific, then Ashish and I will connect later on as well. One, afterthought after I made that commitment to you, God willing, if I don't get time disqualified this year only. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Toastmaster Anant. Toastmaster Ashish Agarwal, headless chicken. Headless chicken, Toastmaster Ashish.
Toastmasters, today I ask you, do you remember your graduation day? I see few nods. For me, even years later, I vividly remember mine. I was so excited. I went to the ceremony wearing the black robe and a hood on the head. I saw my friends, they were holding their degree like a trophy and throwing their hood in the air, taking the pictures as if announcing to the sky, here we come. In the small groups, people were talking about their future plans. Manish said, I want to be a chartered accountant. Gaurav said, my calling is CS. Manish said, I want to be an MBA. That day, I realized the benefit of silence. My glorious plans were too good to be revealed. At an interesting crossroad of my life, I was much like Chris Gardner of the movie Pursuit of Happiness, with a bit less height and a bit more waist. Entire credit of my rich waistline goes to the delicious yet inexpensive food of my hometown, Amritsar. Stuffed naan, the butter chicken. Friends, when I completed my graduation, I had no money, no major plans, no one to guide. I felt like a headless chicken, somehow surviving day by day. A bird that has wings but can't fly too high. The first thing I did after graduation was to start searching for a job. And my expected salary was around 3,000 rupee a month. Yes, you heard it right. Around $1 per day. Even at that less amount, I couldn't find my job, despite trying all my avenues. My life was like an aircraft which has got somehow stuck on the runway and is not able to fly. Back then, internet was the newest sensation. I browsed an aircraft not able to fly. And I came across a very nice and inspiring story, which I wanted to share with you today. The year was 1958. The place was Munich. An aircraft was trying to take off. It made first attempt. It was a very snowy day that day. The first attempt, it could not take off. The takeoff was aborted. The second attempt, it could not take off. The takeoff was aborted. The third attempt, it went, it met with an accident. In that aircraft was traveling one entire football team from Munich to England. Coach, trainer, all the players, either they were dead or they were incapacitated to play any sort of football. If I ask you to guess that what would have happened to that club, most of you perhaps would think that they'll collapse. But it wasn't so. They regrouped, made a team again. 10 years from that time, they won the prestigious Euro Cup. And since then, there's hardly any trophy which they have not won. The football club I am talking about is Manchester United. That story went on said what kept it alive. And it was nothing else but the vision of that football club, which was to be the best football club in the world, inside the field and outside. I realized that despite my hard work, lack of vision, and taking life as it comes was perhaps one of my key issues. It was posing a challenge. I learned that writing the vision is extremely important. That day, I made a vision to be a lifelong learner and pinned it on my wall. I could transform myself from being a headless chicken to a man with vision, making the choices which are aligned to my vision, even if they looked much more difficult. For example, studying for knowledge instead of studying for degrees. What followed actually was much beyond my expectation. I ended up completing CA, CS, as well as MBA, and working for one of the great organizations as I speak to you today. A dream penned down on a paper and pursued with passion becomes a vision. You all would know the greats of this world have had such a wonderful vision that the vision survive even many, many years after they are gone. Our own ex-president, APJ Abdul Kalam said, we all are born with the wings. Do not crawl. Learn to fly. And fly high. We all have joined now Toastmasters. Have you penned down your vision? Are you pursuing it day in, day out? You all may know that there are 80 billion chicken consumed in this world. In that kind of a scenario, isn't it too risky to be a headless chicken? Toastmaster of the day?
Now I'm reconsidering my future career. Being a headless chicken does not seem very promising. So thank you for that, Toastmaster Ashish. Can we have 1 minute of silence? Timer, please note. And I encourage everyone in the audience to send their feedback privately to Toastmaster Ashish on chat. Thank you, Toastmaster Ravi. Okay. So the next speaker that we have is an engineer by training and a coach by profession who finds joy in positive surroundings. She embraces life with all of its vibrancy. That's Toastmaster Ashma. Can we have a quick audio and video check?
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible and visible. So, before we bring Toastmaster Ashma on, we have her evaluator, Toastmaster Amit. He is a production engineer by profession and is curious about finance and human psychology. He finds joy in traveling and trekking and spending time with nature. Can we have a quick audio video check?
Am I audible or visible?
Yes, you are. Toastmaster Amit,
So,
can you please read out the speech objectives for Toastmaster Ashma?
okay. So, our speaker to Asima is attempting her level 2 speech of dynamic leadership. The objective of speech is introduction of Toastmaster mentoring, and the purpose of speech is the showing the relation and importance of mentor in mentee's career and learning process. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amit. Toastmaster Ashma, hallway conversations. Hallway conversations. Toastmaster Ashma.
Let's go back in 2016 when I was about to finish my master's. I was always dreamed of a job where, the big offices, huge buildings, and shiny cabins. So that was something I always dreamed of. So one day my brother told me, Ashwa, why you want to go for engineering? And my only motivation for going for the engineering was that big buildings, shiny offices. So one day, I'm like, my brother was like, okay, good motivation, go for it. So I was like working day, night, and studying really well for my exams just to get that one good job. So one day, when I was like about to finish my master's and my dream is about to, I was about at the edge of fulfilling that, something has happened. And when we make plans, life has something else to offer us. So that was me. I grew up watching the television, seeing that big buildings, people going for the offices. I always see myself one of that successful person with that fine suits. So one day, when I was like about to finish my thesis, I was just dotting on my I's and crossing the T's of my thesis. Something has happened. My college told me you have 6 months to do that thesis at home, and you are free. So I'm like, this gap I have never thought of. So I was imagining, okay, let's take up this, let's take some offer of the company, and I have set all the plan. I was preparing for it, and one day I got that job, and I was very happy. I went to my father saying, Papa, I have that offer letter, I want to go to Delhi now. So he said, okay, and he took some, time. And then my family came and they sat around me and they played their emotional card, saying, Ashima, we want you to be around us for next 6 months. I mean, oh, that was a very strange thing to me. I mean, that was something I was preparing for, and suddenly my parents have changed. And I was not expecting. Oh no, 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 I have dreamed of this and I wanted to go. So then of course I have to, I have to obey them, whatever they're saying. So my father in the morning came to me with a very strange idea, saying, Ashima, why can't you help my friend in his school? And I'm like, school? Me? I just finished my engineering, and I mean, this idea looks like a weird to me. Like, imagine a, a fish walking on a road. So, but just to give a try, I I went to the school. When I entered the principal room, There I saw an old lady with brown hairs, having spectacles and walking. So the moment she saw me, she said, Ashama, oh, we need you. And suddenly, I'm not longer a student now. But it's a teacher who is going under training. So she was the one who guided me. She took me onto her wings. She showed me the rope, how to, manage the class to engage with the student. So that was a turning point of my life because I have never thought that I'm going to get a mentor like this. But she was the one who gave me every day, she has a new challenge for me. She gave me new tasks. She guided me. She helped me. She helped me to know my strengths. So I was like I started enjoying my job. So one day she called me to her room and said, Ashma, we have this annual function around the corner, so I want you to manage it. And it looks like a big test for me. I have never I just managed my birthday party. Now she's telling me to manage an annual function that for a big school. Oh, I was like, I have self-doubt on myself. So, but she said, don't worry, Ashma, I'm with you. So she guided me on every step. So there was a lot of things that was happening around that time. I mean, the finances, managing people with different mindset, managing parents, managing students, a lot of things. And she put all that things on me. But guess what? We pulled it off. It was a good show. So that function, that annual function is not just a school function. That I I I believe that it was something for me. I discovered myself in that function, and I came out to be more confident and professional in my approach. So those 6 months flew by. The girl who walked into the school, dreaming of a corporate high rises, now find joy and purpose in the classroom. I had changed, and I thanks to that challenges I faced and the support I received. Looking back, I see how the unexpected turn was exactly what I needed. It was not just a job at a school. It was learning of self-discovery, of learning skill that no university could teach. I learned to lead, adapt, and to face challenges head on. When I was teaching, she not only taught me how to teach in the class, but she taught me how to be confident, how to communicate, how to lead, and how to manage things. So here, my takeaway: life best opportunities sometimes comes from the least expected places. That perfect job might not be what you have pictured. For me, it turned out to be a school with a bunch of kids and a mentor who saw potential in me I never saw in myself. Life is full of twists and turns, and often they lead us to the places where we truly belong. So, thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashma, for this riveting speech. Now, timer, could you please mark 1 minute of silence so that everyone can write their evaluation and send the feedback to Toastmaster Ashma in her private chat. Thank you, Toastmaster Ravi. Now let's get back to the topic of international speech contest. One of my major goals here is to convince you to participate. Now, why should someone participate? Right? I know that there are some people who know what it's like, who have experienced it before, and therefore would not stop at anything to participate. But there are others who probably still haven't gone and experienced it for themselves. Right? So, my first point here was ensure eligibility, that make sure that you're eligible in time. And if you are eligible, which means that if you have cleared second level or level 2 at pathways in any path, there's no reason why you should not participate. Even if you're not aiming for that top level, even if you don't think you can win, or you don't even aspire to win, you should still put in the effort. Prepare well and deliver the speech. Why? Because it's a great opportunity to push yourself and learn about what it takes to deliver a speech in front of hundreds of people. And I know, especially for people who are in this format, people who are so comfortable speaking on Zoom, but the moment you have like so many eyes staring back at you, I don't know, you tremble and you shudder and then you go blank. That is the very reason you need to take a stab at the international speech contest. You need to get comfortable with speaking to people in person. And not only that, it's a great, not only that, like it's also a very, very good experience. So last year, I was fortunate to go through various rounds of the contest and end up at the district level. It was my first time speaking in front of live people since I joined Toastmasters. It was very scary. I forgot my lines. All of the things that are all of the things that are part of your worst nightmares as a public speaker, all of them happened to me. I started talking before they even introduced me, and even introduced my topic and title. And so basically, it was just full of blunders. But I still revered that experience so much because I got to attend Oration, which is the Toastmasters conference. And I got to meet so many people who've been part of this community for to a certain Toastmasters provides additional past district champions, past semi-finalists, finalists, and past world champions to come and speak with us and give us their tips for preparing an amazing, amazing speech. So that if nothing else, if you're only motivated by the idea of bettering yourself, then being part of the speech contest also exposes you to a lot of different and varied input, and a lot of the experts are people you get put in touch with. So that's something that if you're not already motivated, please take this chance. And if nothing else, like if absolutely nothing else, like you don't care about self-improvement, you don't care about becoming the best speaker, who do win, who are part of your group, will feel good about winning. They'll at least feel that, okay, I competed against a fair competition and I won it, and then therefore I feel victorious. So if just to make your team members feel that, do go ahead and compete. And now I am just going to very quickly touch upon the one question that almost everybody who asks me about contests asks me. How do I decide what I want to talk about? And this is not just about speeches, right? This is like not just about the ISC, but also about any speeches that you want to give. And having gone through this whole process, having spoken to so many people, I would give just one or a few suggestions. One is pick a topic that really resonates with you, and not only resonates with you, but also resonates with your audience. So I can talk about design research all the time, but you all would probably get bored. So I also have to care about what is relevant to you and what will make you listen to me. Because at the end of the day, people are listening, or people are more likely to listen to you because to them. So when you are deciding a topic for ISC, pick a message that aligns to the Toastmasters value system. Start with a message and not with whatever you want to say as a story or as a phrase or some good English that you came across or some poem that you wrote. That's not how I would recommend to start preparing for an ISC speech. I would suggest always start with a key message and then bolster that message by adding stories, examples, poetry, song, dance, gestures, whatever you feel. But at the end of it, whenever you're practicing your speech, make someone new listen to it and ask them, what was the message? What was the point of the speech? And if they can't recite that point back to you, which you had in your mind, at the end of the day, you're using the speech as a message. And even if you're looking purely at winning, one of the first point of the judging ballot is that the message should be clear. So if that message is not clear to the audience, it doesn't matter how well you do your gymnastics on stage or like how loudly or softly you speak. It just doesn't matter. Your message is what will get through to people. So, and then one helpful tip that I got is, if you're telling a story, pick a story that you really like telling, right? Because so I practiced my speech 3 times before I went over to Rupinder. And I said, I've like rewritten this 3 times and, I'm already bored of it. And he said, listen, I have rewritten my speech 200 times before I could go to the semifinals. So 3 times does not impress me. So imagine if you are preparing for a speech at that level, you are going to have to practice it some 400 times so that you can revise it 200 times so that you can actually be prepared for that day. And if you're going to tell the same story 200 times, it better be a story that you like telling, right? And you don't want to be bored of the story before you even go on stage. You should still have that same enthusiasm. Then just a roundup. Try to keep it less than 600 words, because from my experience, if you have a speech that you have practiced in a, I don't know, like lab environment. In research, we have this lab controlled external factors lab. Then on the stage, because of all the things that are going to go wrong, all the lines that you're going to forget, all the cues that you're going to get confused by, it is definitely going to take 9 or 10 minutes and you'll be disqualified. So try to make your speech be 5 minutes or 5.5 minutes, so that whenever something like this happens, it reaches 7 minutes. I did that. I forgot lines in the middle. I had to make up a little bit more and then like come back to where I kind of got messed up. And I ended up with my speech at 7 minutes and 28 seconds. So I was saved by just 2 seconds. Even though I planned my speech to be 5 minutes or 5, mind, you're most likely not going to seconds. If you make a joke in your speech, you have to wait for the audience to stop laughing. and then you can only carry on. So if you only imagine that audience will laugh for 2 seconds, then audience like laughs for 10 seconds, then you have to keep in mind that possibility. And honestly, in my speech, there were points at which I was just telling them my opinion or about my life, but the audience thought that it was a joke, but it wasn't. And then I still had to wait for them to finish laughing at my life choices. Anyway, that is what happens sometimes. So you have to be careful about that. And yeah, those were my tips about making a speech. So now I would like all of you to think about what you would like your speech topic to be. And meanwhile, I will call upon our table topics master. Our table topics master today is Toastmaster Utkarsh. He has already been introduced slightly by Toastmaster Jaspreet, but I'm going to say something about him. He is on a mission to refine his oratory prowess and to delve into the intricate world of storytelling. And he wants, through Toastmasters, to focus on mastering the art of show, don't tell. And he wants his speeches to be authentic. He wants to draw references from the pages of his own life. And whereas he considers himself to be really great at abstract and philosophical writing, he really wants to make them more down to earth, more relatable, and more concrete. So that's Toastmaster Utkarsh for you. And can we have a very quick audio video check before I hand over the spotlight to you?
Hi, am I audible? Am I visible?
Yes, you are. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Srishti. I'm literally making notes. These are very informative things. Toastmaster Srishti, I also would like to tell you that sometimes there's a bandwidth issue at your end. So I request you to please check this in the meantime. Thank you so much. First of all, I would like to launch the poll for the best prepared speaker, and let's get this out of the way. Please cast your votes, everyone. All right. 10 seconds more. And we are done. Thank you so much. Let's move on to the most dreaded and the most interesting part of today. Good evening, Toastmasters, esteemed guests, and those who are secretly wishing I won't fire them with a cross question or a question to them. I am your table topics master, and today I hope I'll guide you through an impromptu section. I'm sure the members are very well versed with the theme. For guests, this section happens to be the most interesting, exhilarating, and an equally enriching session. And why do I say so? Because in table topics, we learn a critical skill. It's the skill of thinking on our feet. That is, you think, you speak, all unprepared, impromptu. You see, life doesn't always hand us a script, and there are moments in meetings, social gatherings, or even at job interviews where we find ourselves in the spotlight, needing to articulate our thoughts coherently and very persuasively. So why not start practicing right away? But before we start, let me brief you with the rules very quickly. I'll give a volunteer a topic, and the speaker is required to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. You will see a green signal after 1 minute. That is your minimum time. A yellow signal at 1 minute 30 seconds, and a red signal at 2 minutes. Keep in mind that the participants are disqualified at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I also encourage you to use the word of the day, which is gregarious. Without further ado, let's get going. And who wants to be the first one? May I request an experienced member to take it first? Toastmaster Vipul, would you like to go? Toastmaster Vipul, are you there? Can we have a member take up the first topic? All right. Toastmaster Anand.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible and visible. Toastmaster Anand, one thing that you can speak endlessly about. One thing that you can speak endlessly about, Toastmaster Anand.
Batman. I just love discussing around Batman because that's uh, one idea which I happened to see a long video of 20 minutes today as well. And not for a single second, I felt like moving on to a different YouTube video. I just went along with that. The ideas around how the genre from movie, TV, from comic books to TV series to movies, the whole concept evolved, the personality, the cult, the story that follows, and it took too many reboots for those who are familiar with the story of Batman as a comic book character. It took too many reboots, essentially the same origin story repeated over and over and over until Christopher Nolan got it right. That was the movie which came in 2003 and changed the superhero movie genre forever. Before that, it used to be campy or too grim or too childish kind of movie experience. There were successful commercial successful movies like Superman and all, but you won't feel like watching them today. And though we may credit Iron Man as the first ever superhero movie which was worthy of a universe, it all started actually with Batman Begins. It was not the story of Batman, it was the story of Bruce Wayne. How Bruce Wayne evolved from that scared child whose parents were murdered in an alleyway to a protector, a savior of a city which didn't deserve a savior like him, but they surely needed one. And that story, if you have seen me for the past 2 minutes or so, I do not fail to stop talking about that because essentially that story is story of you and story of mine. It's our common story. We all were a scared little child when we came to the first time on the stage, and we all have evolved from that and become sort of our own, evolved version. And though we want to be the Superman, the Batman, the superhero that we all want to be in the field of public speaking, it will take that gruesome journey. And we need to toil hard. And thanks, Srishti, for giving us some tools and tips and some weapons to toil hard. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
We got to see a different side of Anand today. We were not aware that you are a comic fan or superhero fan. Thank you so much, Anand, for this. Can we have the next volunteer for table topics? Marutesh, would you like to go next?
Yes.
All right. Marutesh, what's a belief that you hold with which many people disagree? What's a belief that you hold with which many people disagree, Marutesh?
Once again.
What's a belief that you hold with which most people disagree?
Thank you. Yeah, my belief is that most of the time, what we do, we will get that one in life. How we lead a life. If we go in a right way, if we have some punctuality in our life, really that impact us one or other day. Most of the people will tell we are doing so much of good things, we are helping so much of people, but that is not. We are not getting any. The good things is not happening for me, but we are doing good. People will tell everything will take a time. That will not. What we do good things, it will not reflect directly. Like when we go to shop and give money, we will get the good commodities. But it is not like that. in our life with knowing, unknowing the good thing will happen for us. That is the one of my belief, but most of the people disagree because telling that we are doing so much of good things, but good things is not happening for us. They used to tell, but life, whatever happens, also you used to think in a positive way because nowadays to lead a life there are more options, and I suggest everyone to lead a good life because it's very broad. We have more opportunities. Take and use that every opportunities and grow. Thank you.
Indeed, good things happen to good people, albeit late. Thank you for showing the essence of generosity. Thank you so much, Marutesh. Can we have our next volunteer? Aprajita, would you like to go next? All right. Aprajita, what do you think is worth fighting for in life? What do you think is worth fighting for in life, Aprajita?
Thank you, Toastmaster, tabletop topic Toastmaster Utkarsh. What is worth fighting for in life? Oh, family is always worth fighting for in life. And why is it so? Because even if, and family, it can be a friend family, it can be a blood family. Whosoever you love the most is worth fighting for because eventually you are going to be with those in coming years with them only, and they know the core personality of yours. They know how you react in your adverse situation. They know how I know I'm so sorry with the pronunciation, but can you please tell me the pronunciation of it?
Gregarious.
Gregarious around the people. Yeah, how, what kind of person you are. So I am always going to fight for my family, and yeah, that's basically what I am thinking right now. I have no words more than that till now. Yeah, thank you.
Wow, what a beautiful take. Family is worth fighting for. Indeed, I completely agree. Thank you so much, Aprajita. Can we have the next volunteer? If I can't see a raise of hand, I'll pick up randomly there. No one's going to escape the table topic. All right. Let's go for Priyanka, and after that, Amit will take. All right. Priyanka, can we see your video on? All right. Priyanka, a message that you would like to give to the world. A message that you would like to give to the world, Toastmaster Priyanka.
Thank you, Utkarsh. Okay, so the message I want to give to the world, it will be live your life and peacefully, and don't interfere other people's life. I think that is my message I will give to people. Because I think there is a nothing. When I read the news, there is some crime going on, the war going on. So I think it's nothing, like we came here to live, just live our life, enjoy the nature we have, and just go peacefully. That's it. Like I always talk to my mom also about that. Like I say, like we, whatever we have right now, we born alone and we are going alone, so nothing we are going to take. So what's the life of like giving the too much of like stress to ourselves, like, oh, we have to achieve this, we have to do that. So live your life peacefully and without any regret, and without any like too much harsh on self. So and these days I'm trying to do that, like living my life peacefully, taking myself and like everything in the slow pace, so that I can enjoy every moment and live in the moment. So all this I'm doing right now, and yeah, doing something that will make me happy and yeah, exploring myself, like what I really want, who I am. And so this is, I think, like people should do rather than running for the, I know money is important, but like too much money is, I don't think so it's more important. Just it's like it's very debatable, like needs and wants. So right now I just in my needs and just living my life peacefully, and that is only. And yeah, don't do the violence, please. That is I will say to everyone, violence never change anything. That is in history. So live peacefully. Yeah, that is my talk. That is my message to the world.
Classic Priyanka for you. Simple, fuss-free, and giving the message of world peace. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Priyanka. Very well articulated. Moving on to Toastmaster Amit. Can we have Amit on spotlight, please? All right. Amit, can you switch on your... All right. Your video is on. Perfect. Toastmaster Amit, what is the most valuable life lesson you learned from your parents? What is the most valuable life lesson you learned from your parents, Toastmaster Amit?
Okay. So the most valuable lessons I learned from my parents is trusting each other. What matters, whatever happens, just like I have seen both of them fighting and doing all those things, but they trust each other. Whenever anything happened, when I talk to father, so my father say your mother doing all those things, and that is why she sometimes get angry. And that is the thing, that they trust each other. Every time my father take any decision, so my mother follows it. So the trust between both of them, that I really like. And the same trust and same thing I have on them, just like when they take any decision for me as well, so we discuss, and we get into one conclusion. So these things in life, taking trust, going through hard times, and becoming making better decisions, that is the thing I have learned from my parents. Thank you.
Parents are indeed the first sign of how we see true companionship. Hold on. Am I visible and audible? All right.
Yes.
All right. So what I was saying was parents are the first dynamic that we see of a true companionship, and I couldn't agree more. We learn trust from them, the trust they have with each other, and the trust they have with us also. So that is something that we inculcate and we learn from them. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amit. Next up is Toastmaster Ashima. All right. Toastmaster Ashima, do you believe in regrets? Do you believe in regrets, Toastmaster Ashima?
Yes, I mean, if you have asked me this question a year ago, so my answer would be yes. Yes, I did, and I spent my last lot of time on, regretting things. But this year I have learned a lesson that, worrying on the things which had already gone, and thinking on something, you are regretting on something. I think that is somewhere I felt like I was like wasting on my time, because what I feel that everybody is busy in their work, and in their busy life, and their jobs, and different commitments. So nobody has a time to think of you. You have done something wrong. It's okay if you have done something wrong, I mean, but by mistake if something had happened. So I think this I will need to let it go. And uh, if you really have regret, just to give a peace to your mind, you just can you just need to tell that person, okay, this is something I mean, this is something that had happened, and it was not something I had done intentionally. And I mean, you need to find out the ways how can you give peace to your mind, instead of thinking on your regrets, and on the things which are troubling you. So I remember when I was in my 10th class, so I got very good marks. But in SST, there was the exam. I got very, I mean, I'm not a, I mean, I got an average marks, but my father, he was, I was really feeling bad about my marks. And my father came and told me, Ashima, it's okay. What you have done, now done. So just don't think about it much, because your thinking is not going to, improve your marks. So, I mean, that was a lesson he gave me that day, but it took me years to understand. But now I completely understood that. And yes, now I don't believe in this. And I don't waste my time on regrets. So something has happened, I just take it and move on. Thank you. Over to you.
Wow, this is something I think I also have like inculcated myself, that regrets are kind of not worthy. It's, I mean, you always at the end of the day have an experience or lesson to learn. So stop the blame game and move forward in life. Very well put up, Ashima. Can we have a huge round of applause for her? All right. One final topic. Anyone, any takers for it? All right. I can, is Rin, okay. Can we have Rini on spotlight, please? Toastmaster Rini.
Am I
All right.
audible and visible?
Yes, you're perfectly audible and visible. Toastmaster Rini, a message to your younger self. A message to your younger self, Toastmaster Rini.
Uh, when if I think about it to message to giving anyone else, I always give the message be smile. But for my younger self, the message is to be yourself. Whatever the situation, wherever you are, you be yourself. Think or think as your own view, because your own perception is yours. Because when we are thinking as per our own opinion and interpretation, then we never have the regret that we have done it, and we should do the another thing. Because we, if we are thinking in another way, that somebody else would be here, then what he will do or he would do, and how he will means interpret this situation. But if we being our own we ourselves, and then we think about any situation, then we never have the regret. Yes, if we succeed, definitely we will get the happiness. If we are not able to succeed, but we get the way, or we get the lesson about that, that and that lesson is also give us a way or experience for the next step. So that this is the learning process is give us the maturity improvement in us. So that would the main message to ourselves. Yes, and apart from this, the other thing which I want to give to Marcel, my younger self, is to be honest. Whatever the situation, we face this situation and be honest. Whatever we there, but if we honest, we are happy. So this is my means this is my philosophy to my younger self. Over to you, Utkarsh.
Be authentic to yourself, be genuine, take charge of your life. Everything I wish I could have when I was young. Thank you so much. That was very genuine, very authentic. This is all from the table topic section. Can we have a huge round of applause for every participant here? A huge pat on our backs. Very well done. I mean, the people were so raw, so authentic, so genuine, so honest. It was a wonderful session. And for now, I sign off and give it back to our TMoD, Srishti.
What a wonderful session. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Utkarsh, for conducting it. Now, I want to very quickly share what I learned from participating in the International Speech Contest before we move on to our third and final section, which is evaluation. So, there are certain things you don't learn on Zoom, there are certain things you don't learn in a meeting. There are certain things that no general evaluator can tell you. These are things that you learn by giving your best shot and then falling short and then giving it your second best, or like a superlative best shot, and then keeping at it for a long time, doing it again and again. And that's where you get to a point where you feel okay. And you look back and see, that is a big difference that I see in myself, in my own skills. The day by day, I never thought there was going to be a difference in my skill or in my ability to speak. And suddenly, I feel a lot more confident. Suddenly, I feel like people are listening to me more. That's something that only happens when you make a lot of attempts. And there are certain things you learn only by going up on the big stage after clearing multiple rounds with the same speech and then completely messing it up. And that's what I'm going to share with you today. So, one thing that is the biggest learning that I had after experiencing the contest was that attention is a gift. The audience that you're speaking to doesn't owe you shit. It doesn't owe you anything. They may have paid to come and watch you speak or perform, but you are not entitled to their attention. You need to earn it by delivering something good and keeping them engaged. And if you are not providing value or entertainment, preferably both, you will lose the audience's interest. And once you lose it, it's very difficult to bring it back. But one of the best ways of bringing the audience's attention back to your speech is to use humor. Put something funny in an unexpected place, and you will have people's attention back. So that's one big major learning. And the second is about speaking as a whole. Speechcraft is a skill that can be gained and lost. It's like weight. It's like gym. So even once you achieve your certain ideal level, like, hey, this is good enough for me, this is what I aspired for previously, if you don't stick to it, if you don't keep doing the same things that made you get there, you will lose it. And that's what I learned by meeting so many Toastmasters who've been part of this organization, this community for like 3, 5, 7, 10, 12 years, who continue to come every week and practice their craft. Because if you don't use it, you will lose it. So keep practicing. Don't think that, oh, I gave one amazing speech and that's it. I have arrived. You have to keep at it so that you don't become a shitty speaker again. So that is my learnings. And I do have something special that I can share with all of you, which will help those who are preparing for speeches for the contest and for those who just in general want to make better speeches. But before that, I would like to call upon our general evaluator for her evaluation. Oh, okay, our general evaluator is a little busy, so I will just tell you what I'm going to share with you. So while I was in the process of this whole competition, I was very fortunate to meet a lot of people, attend all of these workshops, and also read online, watch videos, make my own notes by observing other international speech contest winners, participants, etc. Toastmaster Ashish has something to say. You have raised your hand.
Complete your point. Then I had a question and I'll put it across.
Okay. All right. So while I was doing all of this and preparing, I came across pearls of wisdom, all of which I try to use in my speech, but I think they're too precious to just keep to myself. So what I have done is all of this advice, all of the things that I shared with you, and a lot more about how to write your speech, how to select topic, how to include the language, testing, editing, refining, humor, performing, stage, how to use a stage, all of these things which are very new to me. I started documenting them. And that's a link that I would like to share with you today. Just in case you are interested, you can go through it, add some of your own, take what you need. And yeah, so I'll be sharing that at the end of the session today. And for now, I will send the spotlight back over to Toastmaster Ashish, who has a question.
Yeah, so Toastmaster Srishti, first of all, thanks. I think the
stuff which you have shared from your own experiences. And I remember watching you in the district contest last time, and you were amazing. These tidbits are so valuable, and contest comes once in a year, so therefore if you miss it, you regret it, and then of course you have to wait for another year till the time an opportunity come your way. So I think that's how it is special, and you were trying to inspire everybody. And I must tell everyone, in the first year I could not or I did not attend it for the reason I thought that maybe it's too early and I'm not meant for the contest. Second year I became area director, and you are not qualified for it. And this is the third year of my Toastmaster journey. I'm looking forward to it. First time I'm entering into any sort of contest, and I'm really looking forward to it. I could not agree with you all the points you made. Your one particular input intrigued me, and therefore I'm asking this question. It was regarding the content, regarding 600 words which you mentioned. While I carried the same thought that your speech beyond 600, 650 words, I go over time. My speaking rate is a little bit slow as well. While one of the person told me that if you look at all the winners, they have always spoken 700 plus words. So what would be your viewpoint on this topic?
I think, see, I don't think it's about 700 words or 600 words actually. 600 words is it? Okay, so before I went in for the contest, Rupinder did an exercise with me. He asked me to record a paragraph, and then he actually counted the number of words that I spoke in a minute, and that was 140 words. And that's my regular speed, which is very fast. Now I've become very slow. So you can imagine how fast that used to be. And that meant that when I was giving my 5 to 7 minute speeches, I was actually making 1,000 word, 1,200 word speech in just 5 to 7 minutes. And that was kind of insane. And especially when you're online, and now this year, again, it's going to be a hybrid contest. The moment there's even a little bit of lag, if you're speaking 140 words per minute, a 1 second lag is going to take away half of your sentence. And 600 words was a challenge that I gave to myself, that I have to slow down to a point where I am only speaking just a few words per minute, less than 100 words per minute, so that I can actually accommodate for the actions. Or if there's, if when we speak and we take a pause, we actually feel that it's longer than how the other person perceives it, because our mind is racing. But the other person who's on the receiving end doesn't actually feel it to be that long a pause. Like this one. So it was slightly long, but in my head, it felt like, oh my God, that's so awkward. But actually, it's not that long on the receiving end. And that's why 600 words is a good, good ballpark figure. But of course, it could be different for you. You could decide that, I am a slow speaker, so I'm going to give a speech with 800 words. That could be a personal challenge for you, just like 600 words for me. With that, I have a question for our general evaluator. Are you ready to go?
Yes.
All right, you're audible and visible, so over to you.
So what was the question? You were saying?
The question was, are you ready?
Yeah, okay. So the first evaluator, so let's start the evaluation process. So the first evaluator I would like to call has been twice distinguished Toastmasters and he has 12 years of experience. So let's call our first evaluator to evaluate the speaker one's speech.
Hi, Jaspreet. Please confirm if I'm audible and visible.
Yes, you are audible and visible. Can we have him on the spotlight?
That's completely all right. Thank you. Today's speaker number one, Ashish. Well, note down this particular number. I will come back towards the end of this evaluation once again to ponder over it. But before I deliver my evaluation, know this one line. We will convert 40-60 to 80-20. Just note it down. Now let's begin this evaluation. And of course, the same thing that I did with speaker number 2, we had this discussion, Ashima being my mentee, that how should we title the speech. And as you may have seen, Hallway Conversations is not the immediate first title that Ashima came up with. It went through a bit of process, and then we minimized a whole line into 2 words. Ashish, instantly impressed with your speech title. Encapsulates the entire speech, but just doesn't give away the plot as well. So very intriguingly done. Great job. Your conclusion in particular, I liked. The way suddenly you brought the momentum to a halt, and very eloquently and very meticulously, smoothly, you handed over back the control. That, I don't know whether it was planned or it just swiftly happened, but keep it up. That was something a lot of us struggle with, because we just don't know how to conclude it strongly and impactfully. In airline world, if you see in that parlance, it was a very smooth landing. Keep it up. A couple of things that I loved were, you spoke for an international audience. I would highlight your mindfulness over there. Instead of saying tandoori naan, you were saying stuffed naan. Gives me an impression that you know who you are eventually going to speak around. Now, having said that, there were a couple of, I will not say mistakes, honest mistakes, because that's what the feedback is for. The city's name is Munich and not Munich. So these are things we just don't know about. So great that we are delivering speeches at as many places as possible and collecting this as a feedback. Makes us look a little polished as a speaker. My major improvement area for you is twofold. One is, again, you must have heard this feedback earlier as well. Keep the camera level at your eyesight level, because otherwise you end up looking like speaking over your audience instead of speaking to your audience. The subtlety matters a lot, and that is where your gestures, like pouncing gesture, it becomes instead of an open palm outward gesture. So be mindful of that. But the major improvement that you can do is, see, your speech has this element of a story, but around the story, too much ideas, discussions, opinions. That is where this ratio of 40% story, 60% discussion, I want it to be 80% story, less than 20% discussion. Because you don't need to spell it out for your audience. If your story is really catchy, your audience will get the message, especially towards the end with your conclusion. You don't need to really spell it out for them. And that is where I will connect with you offline as well. How to fictionalize your second story within the first story instead of having 2 separate stories with 2 different viewpoints altogether. So that being my feedback, all the very best, and let's connect offline. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, evaluator number 1. And so now it's time for the next evaluator. Evaluator Amit, can we have him on the spotlight? Let's do an audio video check. Yes, you are audible. Yeah, you're audible and visible.
Okay. So thank you, Asima, for sharing your personal story. It was really nice, and there are a lot of things I have learned from your speech. First thing is like your camera position. It was very your eye contact with camera is very good. We can see your gesture very well, very easily, and the way you share everybody, the every word with your gesture, we can connect with that. So that is one of the great thing. Second thing is your attire, the professional attire you wear. That should be in a Toastmaster. That is also one of the thing. Third thing is clarity of your speech. The way you structured and everything was very clear. Everything we can imagine, just like when you say that you are preparing for a placement, then you got job, then your dream crushed, then you school, and everything in the order, and we can imagine the story. That is the one of the thing, and your comfort level with the story. You were very comfortable. I think also one call come and you very comfortably adjust that thing. So these were the thing that is really nice and really admirable in your story. And the few challenges are in the story, just like when the audience engagement, just like when you shared the you got job, and when your father said that you should not join your job, they want. So the both expression you have similar, in both condition you were smiling. So there should be, when you get job, you should be little bit excited in the speech. And when you were struggling and you are not getting things, so you should be have different expression and voice tone. And the thing is, like, when you are sharing the story of your principal, how she guided you. So at the time there should be a example, a conflict that should be there. Just like in every story we have a bigger conflict. So how she guided you, and you learn things. So there should be a bit of story that you can add. And one thing also you can do better for audience engagement is like asking a question. There is no audience engagement in your speech. There is so where you can work on it. So over to you, Toastmasters of the day. General evaluator. Sorry.
Great, Amit. So let's end our speech evaluation and move on to the tag evaluations. So for the first role tag player, Ravi, can you show us your time report?
Sure, just a second.
Sure. We move on to the next one. Let's have Vipul, grammarian.
Actually, I'm not.
Okay,
Sure.
no problem. Ravi.
Okay. So Ashish was speech was 6 minute and 32 second. For Ashima it was 6:43. For Anant, he has exceeded both her time as a evaluator and table topic. For Amit, it was 2:41. For Aparajita,
Aparajita.
127. Priyanka, it was 2:06. For Rini, it was 1 minute and 41 second. For Marutesh, it was 2 minute and 26 second. And for Amit, it was 1 minute and 16 seconds. So just Anant exceeded his time. Rest all were on time. Thank you.
Great, Ravi. Thank you. So let's have Vipul, grammarian.
Yeah.
Can you show us the report?
Please give me the rights for sharing the screen.
You have the access now.
Yeah. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is visible.
So I will be sharing the good usage of words. Firstly, starting with Srishti. She used the word eloquent, which means using the language and expressions very well. Vibrancy, tremble, rever, which means to dream. The judging ballot. And for describing Utkarsh, he used the word oratory prowess. Prowess means distinguished bravery. And a slang use, if you don't use it, you will lose it. For Ashish, he used many of the words like vividly, which means extensively, glorious, waistline, headless chicken, the face topic, which means clueless, avenues, aborted, which means to stop or failure, incapacitated, which means make someone unable to do something. And he also used the sentence, we all were born with wings to fly and not crawl by APJ Abdul Kalam. Ashima used, you can say slangs like fish walking on a road, which means lack of control. Took under wings and show a rope, which means coaching and nurturing. Self discovery, learn, adapt, and face challenges. Life is full of twists and turns. Utkarsh used few like dreaded, which means to fear greatly, esteemed, and exhilarating. The word of the day was used by two, Aparajita and Utkarsh. So that's the report from my side. Back to you, General Level.
Thank you, Vipul, for such a gregarious report. So next is Priyanka. Counter. Can we have your report? Can you show us?
Please, I'm not able to access sharing the screen.
Utkarsh?
Priyanka, you will be able to now.
Okay. You all can see my screen, right?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So, prepare speeches. Ashish, use filler words 3 times, and a 5 time a short pause in during the speech. Ashima, use more than a 5 times, and so, especially so word use more than a 5 times. Use more than a 5 times. In the table topic, Anant did a 3 time and 3 short pause. Murtesh more than a 5 time and he used what word in during the speech, and he used and like word more than a 5 times. And yes, there is a more than a 5 time really short pause, and like and but word used most in the speech. Aprajita more than a 5 use, and because she used more because shabd. uh Priyanka, I just count myself only shabd. I know made lot of filler, but I'm not able to do that. So yeah. um Amit, he used filler word um 5 more than a 5 time, and so is connected. He used 3 times, like word 2 times. Ashima 4 time word, and word 4 times, and during the speech more than a 5 times. Rini use word 5 more than a 5 times, but word 2 times, and word 3 times. Anant more than a 5 time word, but word 2 times, and word 3 times, and short pauses 2 times. There is Anant using that word more than a 5 times. Amit more than a 5 time and word again used 4 times, and the and using more in the fillers. As a Toastmaster, use word more than a 5 times, and word use more than a 5 times. And table topic master, word as a filler use more than a 5 times, and so is 3 time. And general evaluator, I just 2 time use. Yes, so this is my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Priyanka, for such a concise and accurate report. So it's time for my evaluation. So I'll start with the table topics because I need to be a little concise because of the time. So the first table topic speaker, Anant, it was really well explained and very relatable Batman story that he gave. But the time is again is his enemy. You have to see the red card and just try to really wrap up really fast. So the next is Moretish. I think I don't know how to pronounce his name. Okay, Morish Tesh, I think. And his attempt was
Marutesh. It's
Marutesh. Okay,
Marutesh.
Marutesh. So so the only recommendation for you, you really attempted really well, but just try to speak without fear and hesitation because we saw a lot of hesitation when you were speaking. Just be bold. Like who cares? Aparajita, so for you, you were really fluent and you answered it really well when you talked about talked about the parents and everything. But one recommendation for you is just structure your thought process. You're already a great speaker. I think you speak much more like a conversation. Try to have the structure. Start with your opinion, what your opinion is, and then structure it with an anecdote, story, or whatever you want to say in between, and end with the conclusion and repeat the beginning once again, what your opinion was. So that's how you can structure it. You're already a great speaker. Just improve a little with structure. So with Priyanka, she has a message you would like to give to the world. So it was really honest, and she, because of her honesty, it was very humorous. It's really one of her great qualities, and her message was really clear. So one of the great things. What I can say is, again, structure your speech, Priyanka. And you speak again very much like you're speaking as a conversation. You need to structure it like it's a speech. Again, with audio method, opinion, have a story or main body, or with a conclusion, end it. So same, have structure. Amit, for you is, again, you had a very clear message. The clear message that Srishti is teaching us, you need to have the clear message in your speech, is trust. Your message was really easy and to understand. And one advice for you, add a story. When you're speaking, add a story. Make it relatable. I was hearing, but you had no story in between. Ashima, for you is again structure your speech. One thing I noticed, you really repeat the word extremely many times. Just try to minimize that. Otherwise, you were advising, you were definitely giving us a very valuable advice. For Renee, again, it was really a good attempt. One thing I noticed, which you can improve, is you had multiple message. I would really recommend have one message. You were giving like, smile, be yourself, be honest, and multiple messages, which is great. But if it's a table topic, try to, because you have only 2 minutes, have only one message and structure your speech around it. That I would advise. So for other role players, for Shrishti, I really have just have only good comments for you. Just one thing that you can improve is check your network issues, because we were really not able to understand a lot of the time because of the glitch. Otherwise, you were flawless throughout. You're seriously the person I look up to. Utkarsh, you had simple topics. Your presiding officer speech was great, and you really interacted with everyone. I have really no recommendation for you. For Priyanka, okay, your report was Priyanka. The counter. Okay, so you obviously, the table was fantastic. I really highly applaud you for that. It was amazing. One thing I noticed, a slight thing that you said because shabd. Right? It's because word. Don't use shabd. Don't use the Hindi word in between. For Ravi, you had amazing Excel sheet, and you properly, I mean, I was amazed that it was your first time. You did it really well. One advice, separate the columns. Have the prepared section, then in between table topics, and separate it with one column so that we can see it clearly, because there are 3 sections, so divide it in 3 sections. For Vipul, you didn't mention bad usages. Otherwise, it was amazing. Obviously, you always do this role perfectly. But just one thing, just have bad usages too, because we all use bad words as, I mean, not so good usages, not bad, sorry, not so good usages. So mention that as well so that we can improve. So that is from my side. Otherwise, the meeting started really well. Everyone was great, and the energy level of this meeting is always as exceptional. That is what making is this meeting, this club, as one of the best. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Srishti.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jaspreet, for a fabulous evaluation. And I'm literally at the end of whatever I had to say. I just feel like there's one part that I didn't cover. Most of the entire speech today, I talked about people who have qualified and who are eligible and who will be competing this year. But I have something else to share as well, which is that if you're not planning to participate this year, or if you're not eligible to participate this year, I think it is the best time to start preparing for next year. Start compiling your stories, start writing your speeches, so that this time, next year, you will have a variety of speeches to choose from. So, from now on, whenever you make any speeches, when you go through any incident in life, you can actually start thinking about how would this work in a speech. What kind of message can I give to another person every time you're angry, frustrated, ranting about something? I'm sure you have a message there. So start preparing for that. And this is the best time to start preparing for next year's Toastmaster speech as well. So, whoever is not participating, this is for you. And for everyone who is participating this year or next year, I have something to share with you. So, this is something that I have been working on, like I previously said. And yes, Toastmaster Ashish has a brilliant advice as well, which is also watch others. So I think that is something that I didn't explicitly mention, but yes, I have learned a lot by watching others, and that is what I have consolidated and combined. Toastmaster Ravi wants to say something.
Yes, I have a question. Does the means Toastmaster sponsor us to go means to in the competition whenever I want to go to hire, or we have to do from our expenses? Just a simple question.
So, as far as I know, if you clear to the semifinals and finals, Toastmasters or your district will sponsor you to go for that level. But could someone else please confirm? Could Toastmaster Ashish please confirm this? Or Toastmaster Madhav? Toastmaster Anant is nowhere to be found right now. So, could any of the older Toastmasters confirm this?
Yes, Srishti, I think what you said is right. Either it is funded by the district or it is funded by the Toastmasters. Once you are appearing worldwide, that is, you are a district champion. But yes, a long road to that, I must say, and a long and that to me, what reminds me of this is that what often they say that. The pleasure is more in journey than the destination, and I think that's equally true here, or perhaps even more true here. And first we have to be our club champion, our area champion, our division champion, our district champion, and that's what when we go to Bahamas or places like that. But I think that's much later. For at least the way I see it immediately is to, and most importantly, I think winning etc comes much secondary. The fact that you are participating in international speech contest, even if it's at a club level, to me, just the participation is an honor. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Okay, so this year is, I think, the 100th centenarian, right? This is 100th convention, and this year it is going to happen in California in the US. So if anyone's been wanting to go to the US, this might be your chance to go for free. If
And get an easy visa.
Yeah, sorry.
I said, and get an easy visa, because getting a
Yes.
US visa.
Yes, so this is your chance. This, you still have some time. Give it your all and prepare so that you get all the way till the end of the contest. And now in your chat, you can find that link. It's a Notion page where I have been documenting all of the things that I learned about speaking in contests. So please feel free. This is all the things that I have compiled by looking at other people, by listening to other people, all the feedback that I've received, and in general, anything that I learned from making mistakes on the big stage. So I hope it'll be helpful for you. If there are any questions or if anyone wants to share something, this is that moment. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Okay, Aprajita, you want to say something?
Yeah. Hi. Actually, I have noticed that I take lot of long pauses And so will go eventually if I'll be little more practicing. But how should I practice about the long pause? Because the way you said that in your mind it is like 10 minutes long pause, but it is few seconds long pause. So how to manage that?
I think pauses are beautiful. And I was told specifically for the first, I think, 5 or 10 speeches that I gave, please breathe in between, please take pauses. And I think pauses are actually very good parts to have in a speech. So you might think it's a long pause, but actually, it might be giving the other person the time to absorb what you are trying to say. Even then, if you feel that your pauses are long enough and people are falling asleep, waking up, like people like doing 1 degree and coming back, then you can try and make that conscious choice to maybe time it, or maybe you could practice whatever you want to say without a pause. Table topics are a very good way if you feel you have pauses when you have to speak on the spot. But if it's for prepared speeches, then you can practice away that pause.
Yeah, because in table topic, it's I'm more confused in that. Okay, should I think or should I start talking? In that, I'm in that dilemma in the starting part of it, and then I talk, and everything is like, ha, now I will handle whatever will happen. Let it be.
Okay, raise your hand if you feel exactly like that in table topics. That's everybody, okay, of Rajata. You don't need to be worried about that. It's just that when you start doing it over and over again, you will also start being a little bit more conscious or more confident and less conscious. And so I hope to keep seeing you here, same time, same day, same link, and keep practicing. I think that's the only way.
Priyanka, raise your hand.
Yes, Priyanka.
No,
Please open your video. Yes, Priyanka?
No, I just raise a hand because I feel the same what
Oh, okay.
Aparajita saying.
Okay, nice. All right. So thank you so much, everyone, for listening to me and being here with me. And yeah, I think that's it. I don't think anyone else has any questions or anything to share. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Yeah. So now handing the spotlight back over to Toastmaster Utkarsh, to our president, for closing the meeting.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Srishti. Can we have a huge round of applause for her? I am still stuck at that free ride to California, basking in that Californian sun, and yeah, I'm totally manifesting that. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Srishti, for all the.
For you.
Yes, but for right now, thank you so much for all the pearls of wisdom. I was literally so busy making all the notes, and I have it right in front of me. So for everyone's perusal and benefit, I will quickly sum it up. In the meantime, I'll launch some polls before I start with summary. The notes that I have made, I will start with the best speech evaluator. Yeah, please cast your votes. So notes that I have made, which I felt were important for me, were keep your speech within 5 minutes. Attention is a gift, and you have to earn it by adding more humor to your speech. Keep your content within 600 words. Be very clear with the message that you want to convey, and it should align with the Toastmaster value system. Preferably start with a message and not with a story or a quote. Take regular pauses, of course. Pick a topic that resonates with you and not what you're expert at. And most importantly, participate and give it a shot. Thank you. Anything to add, Srishti, to that?
No, so all my notes have been shared in the link. So anyone who wants to refer, so not just what I talked about, but all the other nitty-gritty details, how to use a stage, how to use a mic, when to be loud, etc. All of that is there. So do give it a read. And yeah, and my inbox is always open. I'm always reachable on WhatsApp. So hoping to, I hope this helps.
Thank you so much for always being so gracious. Thank you so much, Srishti. The next poll is for the best table topic speaker. I request everyone to cast their votes. In the meantime, I'm going to take some feedback. How about I start with a Toastmaster from Eloquent Toastmaster Club, Toastmaster Ashish, who has given a wonderful speech today. Any feedback or any suggestion, Toastmaster Ashish, or any recommendation that you would like to give us? Toastmaster Ashish, are you there? How was your experience today? I think he has some issues with the bandwidth or he's not available right now. Can we move on to our wonderful recurring guest, Aparajita, to give us any kind of feedback or how did you feel about the meeting today?
Oh, it's lovely always. I enjoy attending this meeting. I mean, one of my dear friend suggested a Toastmaster, and I'm like, okay, fine, let's do it. And since day one, I'm enjoying it and I'm learning from it more likely. So, yeah, thank you. Thank you.
You have always been a delight, and thank you so much for gracing us with your presence every week. Thank you so much, Aparajita. Guys, there's a poll for the best role player. I request everyone to cast their votes. We are already over time. I would strive to close this meeting pretty soon. I would also like to take feedback from Rini, who's from our sister club, Spearhead Toastmaster. Has she dropped off? I think she has. All right. Please cast your votes, everyone. It's for the best role player. I still have 3 votes that are remaining. I'll close the poll in 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Final poll for everyone, which is for the best auxiliary role player. I request everyone to cast their votes. Toastmaster Ashish, can you hear us? I think he's still not available. All right.
His name is Choice,
I can
is appearing Choice.
Yes,
Is it
I
a
can hear
problem?
you.
Yeah.
Utkarsh, I can hear you.
All right, Toastmaster Ashish, I was asking you how was your experience today and any feedback that you would like to give us?
So, when you say feedback, and I don't know, this is psychological, and very often when we hear the word feedback, we think of immediately negative. But I think when it comes to clubs like you, there is hardly anything which you can think of as an improvement area. And if I were to be an evaluator, I think I'll really struggle for any recommendation. But all the commendations, and thanks so much for being so supportive. You guys are really a mature and a well-rounded club, for a club where there are ex-district winners, ex-district president, ex-district participants, and so on and so forth. And really pleased to be with you. I'm sure we see the people, a lot of people in the journey of the improvement. And perhaps if I have to say one pointer which I struggled a little bit today was with regard to the timer. So if the card display, I got a little confused. I thought a red card is there. So that perhaps is one small little input. And frankly, if I tell you, and there are people like Anant or people like Rupinder speaking, and I am doing timing, I'll bugger it up even much more than the guy did today. So all credit to the way you guys manage it. But more and more I experience and realize timer as a role is quite a challenging one.
You really made our day. That is so generous. Thank you so much, Ashish, for those heaps of praises. We genuinely appreciate it, and you're always welcome in this club. Thank you so much. It's time that I announce the results. I'll start with the best prepared speaker. The best prepared speaker is speaker number 1, Toastmaster Ashish. Can we have a huge round of applause for him? Congratulations, Ashish. Next up is the best speech evaluator. Best speech evaluator is the speech evaluator of Toastmaster Ashish, Toastmaster Anand. Can we have a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Anand? Next up is the best auxiliary role player. It was A close fight, but the winner is our counter Toastmaster Priyanka for her detailed and fantastic report today. Can we have a huge round of applause? Moving on to the best table topic speaker. The best table topic speaker was very, very tightly fought, but by a whisker of margin, the winner is distinguished Toastmaster Anand. No surprises there. Can we have a huge round of applause for him? And finally, the best role player. The best role player, there's no surprises there. The best role player is, of course, our Toastmaster of the evening. That was given. Toastmaster Srishti. Can we have a huge round of applause for her? Very well deserved. Thank you so much. Congratulations to all the winners and to all the participants. It was a wonderful